Alright, welcome to the Avatar Golf basic level design tutorial. I'm Shake and Bako and well, let's get this thing started. Alright, first we want to design a course. So when we start designing we gotta make a name, so let's just do tutorial. I already did that, so let's create a new hole. Let's call it hole 1. Actually, you know what, let's call it hole 1. Add a little bit of creativity in there at least. So you can you know, change your pars and your lengths and how much wind you want, but we won't worry about this stuff now. We'll just worry about the basics. Alright, so when I build a course, I like to try to have a focal point. And this course, I'll have a focal point as let's say a lake on the right. I mean, you can do whatever. I find it's helpful to kind of have a starting point. But people can do whatever they want. I mean, everyone has their own style, and I guess you just have to find your own. When you're building close to the map, like I'm doing now, make sure to have the points pretty close together and pretty straight going to the edge of the map. I know some courses you get these lines that kind of shoot out, and that's usually the cause. Just try to be really careful along the edges. Don't do any crazy twists or turns. Try to make it pretty smooth. See, it came out fine. Alright, so I also want to have, we're going to need a green for a golf course, so let's use the green tool and we'll add one right at the edge of this lake. And like most things in this game, it's all up to you. You can pick your shape and do what you want to do. Alright, let's also add a big bunker right in front. That should get a couple golfers angry. You know what, let's add one in behind too, to really get them thinking. And we'll use the tall rough tool and we'll add some tall rough on the side as well. Add a little variety. Now let's add a little pond as well, and once again, when you're building near the sides, make sure to be very smooth. Came in straight there, should be fine. And around the corner. Alright, so now you need a fairway, so let's get a fairway underway. Let's build a nice big fairway here. What I like to do is when I like to plan out my distances, I like to narrow the fairway around where the blue tees will hit from, but try to make it a little bigger for where the whites and the red tees will hit, because those are the easier tee blocks. I'll also add a trap in, which is one that will be dangerous for the pro tees or the blue tees. But it's all up to you. I mean, you can do whatever you want. That's just what I like to do. Alright, so it's starting to look like a golf hole. Of course you need some trees, so we'll add in some little pine trees. They're pretty resourceful. And we'll put a big tree right on the left side. So you shouldn't hit it, but it's just there for the scenery. Unless you really screw up. Well, you know what, let's add some tree rough here. Maybe we'll add a little forest here. Once again, when you're on the edges, just make sure you build it pretty smooth. So this is it's starting to come along. It's a nice little golf hole, a couple minutes in. I like to also just adjust the heights while you're building. That way it adds a bit of variety, which is a big thing when you're building a course. Let's add some trees over here as well. And we're still missing something. We have fairway, green, tees, some trees, bunkers. So we need to add to holes. So what you can do, you can have up to 4 holes per course, and when you play, a random hole location will be selected. So you don't just need 1 hole. But when we test it, and we'll all 4 will be displayed. And also, I like to save every few minutes. Like right there, I just saved. Because you never know what could happen. Your Xbox will, screw up, or power surge, or it's no fun losing a few minutes of work. Alright, so there we go. We have a basic playable hole in 5 minutes. Still missing a lot though. I think we'll go through the terrain now. Alright, so let's build some terrain, which is your elevation, which is your heights and your dips, which is probably what I consider the most important thing on any golf course. I mean, hills are what make golf fun. Alright, so what I like to do when I'm building terrain around like elevations around a green, I like to kind of circle my green. There are some exceptions if you want like 2-tier greens, which is like 2 different elevations, but for the most part I like building a little island of a flat terrain around my green. And then what I like to do, I just like to raise and lower little bumps in the middle, not enough to make it super hard, but just add a little bit of variety. What I also like to do, I like to do the same sort of thing, build little flat terrain around my bunkers, and then what I like to do is I like to lower the terrain inside the bunker. That way it kind of gives it like a pot bunker feel. The balls will roll into it. Doesn't make it look so flat. So I'll do the same thing here. You'll see what will happen once we generate the terrain. You look at the bunkers now, you can see they're a little dip there. So let's just, raise and lower the terrain a bit throughout the course, give it a bit of variety. Do it again, lower the terrain in the bunkers, give a little bit of an edge outside. We'll raise the terrain on the right here. We'll give it a bit of a big hill. The balls will move in left towards that bunker. Get golfers thinking. And then, what I like to do, I know a lot of people do this as well, is raise the terrain around tee blocks. It makes it a little more visual appealing, as well as I find it plays a little nicer as well. You can see the hill's a little bit too high, a little too not very smooth. So what I'm just gonna put a point in between the low point, like you just build a high point and a low point, and then you try to get to match it in the middle. You try to get a mid-height point. It makes the hills a little smoother. Alright, so let's give us a little preview. So you can see the hills are just kicking a little bit left towards that bunker. Hit it just past it. Alright, let's give this a little hit. Alright, that looks like a pretty good hole for a few minutes work. What you can do too, well, we're running out of time in this video. I'll make a tutorial 2 video. I'll cover more advanced features. We'll go over things like building bridges, building overlays, kind of check out some of the more advanced features in Avatar Golf. And I'll see you in that video.